Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into an artist who didn't just make music, he completely reshaped, the sound and the look of 70s pop rock,
Yeah.
Elton John.
Yeah.
Our mission here is to explore how he became such a pivotal figure, sort of bridging American R&B and rock with British glam.
hmm
And critically, we'll be looking at the amazing lyrical storytelling of Bernie Taupin. Because really, you can't understand one without the other.
That's absolutely right. And it's fascinating when you think about the time he emerged. The Beatles had, well, left this huge void, right?
Yeah.
Late 60s.
Huge.
And the scene was very much dominated by that introspective, acoustic folk sound. The music world was kind of waiting for something big.
Something loud.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
And Elton John didn't just arrive, he sort of exploded, a real force of nature. He completely redefined what a rock star could be. It wasn't just about the guitar anymore.
Right.
It was about theatricality, vulnerability, and crucially, that keyboard mastery taking center stage.
He really was an explosion, visually too. But musically, you mentioned the piano. What was it about that specifically? Because he did make the piano feel like a lead rock instrument again, which wasn't really the norm then.
Absolutely. He wasn't just another singer-songwriter. No way. He was this, musical and visual phenomenon. And yes, the piano was key.
Uh,
Guitar heroes were everywhere. But Elton slammed that piano back into the spotlight. Not just backing chords, but the driving force.
that percussive energy.
Totally. That raw American rock and roll thing. You can hear Jerry Lee Lewis in there mixed with this very British glam sensibility. It just worked.
And underneath all that early energy, the thing that really anchored it and became one of music's, most essential partnerships
Yep.
was him and Bernie Taupin. Reginald Dwight meeting Bernie Taupin in '67. That wasn't just luck, was it?
Oh, it feels almost like fate, doesn't it? Taupin's lyrics.
Hmm.
They were so cinematic, often quite melancholic, really digging into American themes, characters feeling a bit lost. That provided the narrative soul, really, for Elton's incredible gift for melody and harmony.
One couldn't exist without the other.
Not at that level, no. It
Yeah.
was symbiosis. That's how those timeless pop anthems came about.
So, if Taupin's bringing the stories, the soul, how did that songwriting process actually work? Because it sounds almost backwards, how fast it happened.
It was pretty extraordinary. Bernie would just send over the lyrics. Could be a whole sheet, could be just a few lines.
Right.
And Elton, almost instantly,
Hmm.
would compose the music. He hardly ever talked to Bernie about what the lyrics meant beforehand.
Really? No discussion.
Apparently not. Not usually. It was this intuitive leap from the words to the melody.
Yeah.
Elton even said something like, I have to be completely captivated by the lyric. The story has to be there. He called it a gift, said his fingers just find the right chords.
Wow. So it's not intellectualized at all. It's just pure feeling, an instinctive connection.
Exactly. Their genius operated in separate spheres, but clicked together perfectly. It's kind of a lesson in creative trust,
Yeah. And you really see that process locking in with albums like Honky Chateau. Rocket Man came from that.
Yeah, Rocket Man. And that song just perfectly captured that feeling of modern alienation, being distant, looking in from the outside. It hit a nerve.
Definitely. And then you get to Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road. I mean, that's not just an album. It feels like a statement, a
Yeah.
masterclass in juggling genres. How did he pull that off, make it all hang together?
Well, it's partly Taupin's consistent lyrical voice, but also Elton's sheer musicality. That 73 double album, it is his magnum opus.
For sure.
You've got the really gritty rock of Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting,
Total contrast.
to the incredibly tender Candle in the Wind,
Mhm.
the Marilyn Monroe tribute. And then the title track itself is this epic, almost prog rock journey.
Yeah.
What holds it together is his compositional skill. You hear the classical training and the harmonies, the structure,
Yeah.
but the performance. Pure rock and roll.
Yeah.
Pounding the keys like Jerry Lee Lewis. And his voice could do anything. From that soft ballad delivery to a full-on rock roar. It was pop music, but with this conservatory level musical depth underneath. That's the glue.
So the musical chops were undeniable, elite even. But then the other massive part of the equation, the spectacle, the look. How important was that flamboyant image, especially back then?
Oh, it was essential. Completely critical. The crazy costumes, the glasses dripping with rhinestones, the platform boots. It wasn't just for fun. It was a direct challenge, wasn't it? To the sort of standard rock machismo of the time.
Very different from, say, Led Zeppelin.
Totally different. By embracing all that theatricality, even playing with androgyny, he wasn't just putting on a show. He was really opening doors for artists who came later, like Freddie Mercury, like Lady Gaga,
Making it okay to be flamboyant.
and making concerts into these huge theatrical events.
Mhm.
He defined that stadium superstar thing. It was pop art, loud and proud.
And that kind of visibility, being so out there, took on another dimension later. When he came out as bisexual in that Rolling Stone interview in '76, that must have been a massive risk for someone at his level of fame.
Oh, huge. A major moment. And yeah, there was probably some commercial impact initially, some backlash maybe.
I bet.
But looking back, it was such a crucial, brave step for queer visibility of the mainstream. Just an act of being authentic on a massive scale. That was revolutionary for the time, especially in rock music.
And that willingness to be open, that courage, it seems like it laid the groundwork for what became arguably one of his most important legacies beyond the music itself. When AIDS hit and he lost friends like Ryan White and Freddie Mercury,
Tragically.
that spurred him into action with the Elton John AIDS Foundation. And this wasn't just, a celebrity putting their name on something.
No, absolutely not. He founded EJF in 1992, and it quickly became a major global force in the fight against HIV and AIDS.
Right.
He poured himself into it, used his enormous fame to fight the terrible stigma, to push for compassionate care for people, and to raise just incredible amounts of money, hundreds of millions for research and prevention.
He really became a leading advocate.
A pioneering one. He showed how an artist could use their platform for real, life-saving social change, especially for the LGBTQ+ community, which was just being devastated and horribly stigmatized by the epidemic back then.
You think about his testimony before the U.S. Congress or his famous Academy Awards party that raises so much money every year.
Exactly. Those weren't small gestures. It showed a deep, personal, long-term commitment.
He wasn't just singing about problems. He was actively trying to fix them.
Yeah. Turning that personal grief and anger into something constructive on a global scale. It's remarkable.
So when you really step back and look at Elton John's impact, it feels like there are these two massive legacies running side by side.
Definitely twofold. First, obviously, there's that incredible, enduring songbook, the John Taupin classics. They're just woven into the fabric of global culture now.
Part of the soundtrack, for sure.
And then there's the other legacy. The man who completely changed what a star could look like, sound like, be like.
Yeah.
And then use that superstardom for this relentless, decades-long fight for human rights and health.
He didn't just entertain, he worked to heal.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
He proved that a pop star could be both. A master of spectacle, yes, but also someone of immense substance.
And maybe that's the final thought to leave people with. The idea that the guy in the wild glasses pounding the piano could also be this incredibly effective global humanitarian. He bridged that gap, didn't he, between the piano bench and the world stage, leaving a mark that's as much about philanthropy as it is about music.